I am John Kaiser in Vancouver at the Metals Investor Forum on November 10th, 2017. I am talking with Brad Baker of Mineral Mountain Resources. Welcome to Vancouver, Brad.
Thank you, John.
You were here at the Metals Investor Forum in May. I had written you up as a fairly strong bottom fish recommendation. You were on the threshold of raising the $5 million that you feel you need to give the Rochefort project a serious attack to tease out a son of Homestake, maybe even a sibling of Homestake. But then things stalled and you weren't able to raise the money, and yet in the last 3-4 weeks, you have got a $3 million financing happening. Can you tell me about what happened in the summer? Why did things slump, and what has turned around so that we're finally going to get a drill program going on Rochefort?
That's a great question. And as many of your viewers realize, there was a financing window that was open. We were in advanced discussions with a company, and not to disclose their name, they ran into their own set of problems and issues. Their share price had significantly dropped, so they had to put our project on the back burner and deal with their own current situations that had arisen. So for us, we had to go back out and try and pound the street. And as you know, it's very difficult over the summertime to get in front of those key investors. We were very successful in going out and meeting groups primarily out of the United States where our project is located, on the strength of the name of Homestake and the potential of another significant discovery. So we had expressed interest prior to us announcing the $3 million financing. We wanted to wait until we were confident enough that we would be able to raise those funds. And right now we anticipate within possibly the next week, we should be able to close that financing. We believe we will get to or exceed the $3 million financing that we've sought.
During the summer, you did more work, number crunching type work, 3D modeling of the geophysics. The story here is the Standby mine and the Cochrane mine. They were mined near surface, and then it sort of fizzled out, so it was never chased deeper. But we know that these folded iron formation structures do plunge deep. There has been past drilling done by various operators who would drill these basically blind holes and nip a little bit of something, but nobody ever followed through because the property next door was owned by somebody else. Your company consolidated most of this district so that when you find something, you're not going to be chasing it onto somebody else's ground. How deep will your drilling probe as it chases these keels of these folded iron formations?
Well, with the first stage of drilling that we've proposed, it will be 9 holes, and the deepest hole will probably be close to 700 meters, maybe 750 meters in depth. The average throughout, because some will be shallow, will be approximately 350 meters in depth will be the average depth on this. Now, through the reinterpretation of the geophysics and putting it into modern day 3D view, it gave us an ability to see why some of those old, as you called it, kill shot drill holes, throw a dart at a board, didn't intersect what we believe is there. They didn't get the right orientation. They didn't get the plunge. They had never conducted their own geophysics over this iron formation. But also they didn't have software like Leapfrog, where we've taken $20 million worth of historical data, placed it into this software, and we can 3D visualize where the folds actually are, where the shear zone is. And we feel when we wanted to raise $4.5 to $5 million in the past, we can be as successful with just $3 million because of the new information that we garnered over the summer.
So this program's still relatively shallow. These systems can plunge a lot deeper, and the geophysics is showing you nuances that really weren't available to the initial operators. But as you drill, you'll of course get even more information that you can then correlate with the existing geophysical data. This program that you have, is there flexibility so that in the field, as you're getting information, drilling these holes and vectoring in, you can say, oh, this is a bit different than we interpreted. Can you set up a different drill pad, or has the permitting regime pretty much locked you into the setups that you have laid out for this 9-hole drill program?
That's a terrific question, and one of the reasons we were announcing 9 holes is so that we weren't drilling more holes until we had that information to vector in. The full budget of $3 million is not being spent on 9 holes. The 9 holes will not cost anywhere near that amount, so that we can go back once we have that information. We are only drilling 3,200 meters in this first phase, but we are permitted for over 10,000 meters just in this one area. So we do have lots of flexibility, whether it be change the angle of the hole or the direction, or even move it within certain proximities from where the permit is.
Excellent. So this program, once it gets going, it's going to evolve and evolve. In terms of the other sort of patches of ground that are still in the area, is there any hope that you could eventually also bring them into the fold, or are they pretty much left out there?
No, we're very familiar with who owns what parcels of land. Through the reinterpretation of the geophysics, we were pleasantly surprised with some new targets that we have not discussed, nor is it in the public domain, with the intention of a portion of these funds in this current financing will go towards securing those properties.
Do you think Barry Coughlin dyes his hair black?
He has been accused of that, and I think his shoe polish he uses.
But he does have some gray at the edges. I guess the Mineral Mountain has done that to him.
Oh no, I think he puts the gray in because he's been accused of dyeing his hair.
Anyways, I'm glad to see that what I think is one of the potentially big emerging discoveries finally on track to get some serious drill holes in it, and I look forward to monitoring this program over the next three months, and hope to see it accelerate next year as you start getting into a zone that's clearly looks like the homestake style enrichment. And once you have that, the money will, I suspect, be easily coming into the company so that you can just keep drilling to delineate and follow the gold where it is.
Absolutely. One concern people had is that it is complex geology, but once you get into it, it becomes quite simple to follow and trace. And I imagine people will be tripping over themselves to get to us.
So Mineral Mountain, a play to watch. I have been talking with Brad Baker of Mineral Mountain Resources. Thank you, Brad.
Thank you, John.